Hello, guys. Today, I want to talk about some of the important components that are responsible for the smooth running of our smartphone. Yeah, so whenever you have a smartphone, these are the parts that are responsible for the build up. Number one on my list is the battery. Our smartphone battery capacity is measured in mAh. It also have charging technology for wired fast charging, wireless charging, and reverse wireless charging. Number two is processor. Processor is more like the brain of your smartphone. For Apple devices, we have processors like the A17 Pro on the 15 series and the A18 Pro on the 16 series. We also have for Samsung, we have the likes of Snapdragon, Exynos, MediaTek for other Android devices. So this is like the engine of your smartphone, the processor. Every smartphone has a processor. Your smartphone has a processor. Probably you should find out. Next is cooling system. Cooling system. If you use your phone to play games a lot or you do a lot of multitasking, this cooling system is responsible to ensure that your phone is returning back to the normal temperature. Every smartphone has it. There's a vapor chamber cooling, there's graphite sheet, there's thermal paste, there's active cooling for gaming phones. So gaming phones, previously we just talked about the processor. The processor is to ensure that your smartphone can play games seamlessly. So if you have a higher processor, you can play higher games on your smartphone. So when you're playing these games, the smartphone becomes hot. That's where this cooling system comes in. Yeah. So the next is connectivity. Connectivity. Of course, definitely. The reason why we buy smartphones is for communication, either through calls or text. So connectivity plays a very, very huge role in our smartphone components. It handles cellular, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. It supports 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, GPS, NFC, ultra wideband. So all these smartphone terms. So these are what makes up connectivity. Very important for our smartphone. The next thing is display and screen size. So display and screen size is like the major thing we see whenever we get a smartphone. Some people will be like, I don't want a small smartphone. Some will be like, I want a big smartphone. That's why Apple created different models from a particular flagship. For example, the 16 series has iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you like small phones, buy 16 Pro. You like the bigger size, buy 16 Pro Max. Display determines the size of the smartphone. Display, yeah. So the next thing is sensor. Sensor is a very vital component on the smartphone because it's your security. I mean, we have a lot of banking information on our smartphone. We have a lot of business and credentials. We have a lot of confidential things on our smartphone that we don't want it to get exposed to the public. That is where this sensor comes in. This sensor is responsible for the face ID, the fingerprints. It's a biometric sensor for fingerprint scanner, under display, side mounted face ID, accelerator, sensor, light sensor, barometer, and all of that. So sensor is very vital. Then the next on our list is memory. Memory RAM. Memory RAM is very, very vital because it plays a very, very crucial role in ensuring that the device is running smoothly. Because if you don't have a good memory RAM, your phone can be hanging. So this memory and RAM, we're going to talk about storage. For example, we have 128 gig storage, 512 gig storage, um 256 gig storage, 64 gig, 1 terabyte, and all of that. So memory is responsible for that. So the next on our list is speaker and audio. Speaker and audio. Speaker and audio. Stereo speaker. This is very important, because I know, for example, you don't want to buy a smartphone and you can't communicate, you can't play music, you can't play video. It's going to be boring. So speaker and audio is everything that makes up a smartphone, because without it, there's no multimedia for you. So every component of this smartphone are very crucial. They're very important. It's just like the human body. Some will now say nose is not important. How do you perceive? Eyes is not important. How do you see? Mouth is not important. How do you eat? Tongue is not important. How do you taste? Ear is not important. How do you hear? So these are like the sensitive parts in a smartphone that make sure that everything is running smoothly. So the next thing is the operating system. So every phone has an operating system. Our iPhone, it has an operating system which is called iOS. Android too has an operating system. So this operating system is, sometimes we say, oh, there's a new update. Let's go and update our phone from iOS 17 to iOS 18, iOS 16 to iOS 17. All of these things. This operating system is the component that ensures that everything is running smoothly on your phone. Software controlling the smartphone. Yeah, that's what we call operating system. It is software controlling the smartphone. So the next one on my list is camera system. You can see camera system. Camera system is very vital, because I mean, you want to take pictures whenever you sew a new dress or you order a new clothes from whatever online store of your choice. So you just want to look funky, yoki, and fine, and just want it to be presented in a very good camera. This is a very important component of the smartphone. Yeah. So camera, both selfie, rear camera, front camera for photography and video recording. So the next is body and material. Body and material. Yeah, body and material. That is the frame, the aluminium, stainless steel, plastic, back panel, glass, ceramic, protection, and IP water rating for dust resistance. So body and material is so essential, because you don't want to buy a smartphone that does not have a good frame. So for the iPhone now, for the latest flagship on the 15 series to 16 series, you saw that Apple are now using a new technology for their material. They're using titanium. So the titanium is now a better type of material. So body and material is what really distinguish different smartphones. Some are made of aluminum, some are made of ceramic, some are made of steel. So body and material, very vital. So these are the components that make up a smartphone. So whenever I'm doing a phone review, or whenever you watch a phone review, look out for discussions on these components, because these are the things that you should look out for before you buy a smartphone. You should know the body type, you should know the camera, you should know the processor, and a whole lot of other things. Thank you, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Best Plug Gadgets. Subscribe, follow, share with friends. See you next time. Peace.